welcome to the EmpowerHer series. I'm your host, Jessica Jane. This series is all about real women, real stories, and real growth. Our stories have power, and when we share them, we remind others that they're never alone. Get ready to be inspired. This is EmpowerHer.
Hello, Rudo, and welcome to the sixth episode of EmpowerHer. I am so excited to have you on. I know that you've got such an inspiring journey, and the EmpowerHer community is going to take so much away from you. So I'm super excited for you to share who you are, what you're about, and the work you're doing to empower women. So before we get started, obviously, for anybody that doesn't know you yet, just give a brief introduction of yourself, who you are, and a little bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. I'm Rudo. I'm the founder of Mindset Mother, which is a kind of mindset coaching and mentoring platform. I do specialize in working with women and mothers, but not specifically. I'm also an author of two mental health books just based on my own experiences, which is The Words of the Lost Soul and Becoming Whole in Pieces.
Brilliant, which we'll get on to a little bit more soon because I absolutely loved your first book. So I'm
Oh,
very
thank
excited to hear
you.
about the second one as well.
Yeah.
Um, so can you tell us a little bit more about your actual background, what kind of your actual story, what's led you to the work
Mhm.
that you're actually doing now?
Yeah, sure. So my background is I am a nurse by background, adult nurse, and I have struggled with mental health issues for as long as I can remember, definitely teenage years, I'd say. Um, yes, going through various diagnoses, various medications, various therapies, and not really getting to the bottom of what was wrong with me. And I think it was around 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with something called emotional dysregulation, which is kind of an inability to manage your emotions in an acceptable way, in a way that other people would be able to. So that's how I try and explain it as best as I can.
Hmm.
Following that, I think my life changed. I was able to receive the right medication, the right treatments, the right therapies, which work for me. And yeah, it just inspired me to kind of write about my own experience, mainly as a mother, I think. When you have mental health issues and are a mother, it's quite difficult to kind of navigate life and how people see you. So I was quite passionate about working with women and mothers and supporting them with their mental health.
I love that, and it's. I think there's something more authentic and special about when you've been through something like that yourself as well.
Mm,
Being able to help other people get through that, especially when you have kind of worked your way and come through the other side of it as well, because you have such a better understanding of how it's
yeah.
impacting people, don't you? Um, do you feel like there was a particular like turning point for you that really made you think, you know what, enough is enough and something needs to change?
Yeah, so it's quite a strange story, and it still feels strange even saying it years later. But I was quite unwell. I was hospitalised. I remember my dad and my auntie had come to collect me from hospital when I was ready to leave. And it's just such a weird feeling as I was in the car driving home. I just thought I need to write about this. And I hadn't written a book before. I'd not really thought of writing a book before, and it was just something that came to me. I need to start writing. So, in that time that I had recovering from hospital back at home, I literally would just write. I'd get up and write until I went to bed, pretty much, and that's how I came up with my first book. And it was just quite surreal looking at a book like, have I just done this? Like, how did I just write this? And I think it only took about a month as well. But yeah, so it's quite a crazy experience. It's not something I'd always wanted to do, but yeah.
And was you hospitalized through your own like health conditions with,
Yeah, through my mental health, which I was struggling with,
yeah.
yeah, quite badly at the time. Yes, I had a few hospital admissions even prior to that, just struggling to kind of get on top of my mental health, and that just happened to be one of them where I just thought, no, I need to write, and I think it was partly to kind of release what I was feeling or better
Mm.
understand it anyway. Um, yeah, I felt quite a lot of shame really, and I thought if I can write it down and just be open about it, maybe I'll feel better rather than keeping it in. And
Yeah.
it did help with that, but then I also thought it can help other people. There must be other people that feel the way I do and that are in the same position as I am. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think so in a way you've kind of used it as a bit of like your journal to start
Mm,
all out, get it out of your mind, get it out of your heart,
yeah.
journal on it. But like you say, there must be so many people that probably do feel like that shame around it, like how you did as
Mm,
well. So sharing that story so openly and being so vulnerable in that way is amazing because it really shows other people that they're not alone and they
hmm.
don't have to feel that shame. They don't have to feel guilt or shame or anything around what they're going through. So I think that's a lovely thing to, I think it takes a lot to be that vulnerable and share a journey like that, especially when you've had those feelings around it yourself as well. So I know that will just help so
Yeah.
many people.
Definitely. I think it's still quite a taboo subject, mental health. I think because people can't see it, they don't really acknowledge it as an illness, but it's still an illness in itself, isn't it? But people, I think there's still a lot of stigma around it. And like I was saying, being a mother with mental illness, as a mother, you're meant to just get on with it. You're not the priority. You've got people to look after and, children to raise. And yeah, it was just about breaking that stigma, really, because I think once you break it, then you can be more accepting of the help that there is, more open to it rather than keeping it all inside.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's amazing that it's brought you to all this work as well and how you're empowering other women now and people going through the same things.
Mm,
It's a lot, near enough every episode, actually. This is a reoccurring
yeah.
thing where we've spoke about how that your greatest challenges and pain in life can
Hmm.
lead to the most amazing transformations as well, like what can come from that when you turn that pain into
Yeah.
purpose. Um, so
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your books then, because that's just absolutely amazing that you've never wrote a book before, gone through
Yeah.
something so severe like that, come out the
Yeah.
other side and been like, I'm writing a book and you've put it out there. So tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the first book, just as I said, I was writing it after I came out of hospital whilst I was trying to heal and kind of, it was just a crazy time. My mind was everywhere. And it's quite a journal experience. So the words are literally what I was feeling at the time, what I was doing at the time. It's a very personal experience. So after I wrote that book, I knew that I wanted to write another book on the healing journey, but I needed to find the right time. I couldn't do it straight after. I needed to find time to really kind of understand what I'm writing and how I can help people.
Mm.
So yeah, I went on to write the second book. I think it was 4 years later. Yeah, just about the kind of healing journey, self-acceptance, self-love. It has a lot of exercises in on mindfulness and grounding techniques. So yeah, I finally got there. I managed to write the book on healing. Yeah, because I didn't want it all just to be as powerful as the first book is, because it is based on raw experiences. I didn't just want to leave it at that. I did want to write another book after about more positive experiences and about healing. So yeah, that was really important to me.
That's brilliant. I love how you've brought both of those together in that way. It's a really great way to
Mm,
do it because, like you say, your first one has been very much showing your story, what you've been through, and in a journaled way. And I loved that book as well because I really felt it was one of those books, when you just got a really good, like easy read. It's just easy to follow. It's a lovely
yeah.
read. The
Oh,
format of it
thank
and everything
you.
was lovely. The
Yeah.
artwork in it was lovely. Um, so that's great because you've been vulnerable, really shared your story, which will connect with people as well. And
Yeah.
then bringing that second book in, you're also that now providing the tools to also
Yeah.
help people in their healing journey and what's helped you, and you're passing that forward. So they work perfectly together. That's lovely. And
Thank
what was
you.
your first book called again?
The first book was called The Words of the Lost Soul, which is
I
how I
love
felt at the time.
the front
Yeah.
picture of that and stuff as
Yeah.
well. It's just so lovely. And then the
Yeah.
second one is called
Becoming Whole in Pieces.
All in Pieces. Love
Yeah.
that. We haven't read the second one yet, but I'm really looking forward to.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
with regards to your business mindset mother,
Mm.
um, again, tell us a little bit more about that, the background of it, how you've built that, what it aims, like what kind of services you're offering, and kind of what's inspired the name as well, and kind of what transformation are you wanting to kind of
Yeah.
aim for that?
Yeah, so again, I think that is something that I had been thinking of for a long time, for a number of years. I always wanted to go into helping people with their mental health. I didn't have an exact plan or how to do it. I did start a degree in counselling and psychology, and I thought, after this, I'm going to make the business. I did start it before that anyway, because I just thought businesses can take time to develop. There's no time like now. So I started Mindset Mother. So at first, it is just mentoring. So mentoring on various mental health topics. It can be like specific diagnoses, or it can be life transitions, just whatever the individual feels that they need. So that's my focus at the moment. In the long term, I would like to add workshops to it as well. So that's a big thing for me. Again, covering the same kind of topics, but where people can come together as a team, and understand that they're not alone. But at the moment, I'm just focusing on the mentoring. And as I said, working with women and mothers is a big thing for me. So I do offer 20% off my mentoring sessions for mothers specifically. I also offer 20% off NHS discount, just being a nurse myself. But yeah, so still early days at the moment, and I'm navigating everything.
Mm.
And the name Mindset Mother, I think again, because being a mother is part of my life, big part of my life, and it just felt so natural. As soon as I kind of came up with it, I thought that's the one.
Mm.
Like, there's no point thinking anymore. That's the name, and yeah, just ran with it.
I love that. And I love that you've said as well that you started the business before even going down all the extra courses and stuff,
Mm,
because I feel like so many people hold themselves back with what their
yes,
vision is, what
yeah,
their dream is, starting a business, because they're so
yeah,
worried of not knowing it all yet and not having it all
yeah,
together, and they need to learn this before they can do this.
yeah,
And like you say, it is a journey, and you can just build on all of that as you
exactly.
go. So I
Yeah,
love that you haven't hold yourself back, and the skills and the knowledge and your personal experience that you already had, you could already
yeah,
help so many people anyway. So, and now obviously you're building on that, and I very much look forward to seeing that grow and
yeah.
seeing where that journey takes you.
Oh, thank you. I think it's that saying, if you wait until you're ready, you'll never be ready, or something like that.
Yeah.
You just have to start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And especially with life as well. Like life, there's always something happening in life, isn't there? There's always
Yeah.
something that can get in the way. So if you're always like, it's not the right time,
Hmm.
it will never be the right time. Sometimes you have just got to bite the bullet, haven't you? And go,
Yeah,
this is what I want and this is what I'm going for, and just do it
exactly.
and run with it.
Yeah, and it is scary, but I am a strong believer that things pay off over time. So
Mm,
I'm forever optimistic. So yeah.
mm. Yeah, definitely. That's one of
Yeah.
my like mission statements that I stand by is feel the fear and do it anyway. It
Yes.
just takes
Yeah.
that courage. Like, yes, it might be scary. Yes, you might be
Yeah.
worried of what the outcome's going to be, but just enjoy the journey and do it anyway. And everything will come
Exactly.
together exactly how it's supposed to.
Yeah, and I think you'll regret not doing that thing more than if you just dive in and do it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, as you've said, a big part of your work is working with mums. Obviously, you can relate to them. Obviously, you're in that experience yourself being a mum. And obviously, I know mums in general tend to hold very high expectations of themselves, and they tend to forget about themselves as well because it tends to
Mm.
become all about the kids.
Yeah,
So, what message would you give women who are struggling to balance being a mum and doing life at the same time?
sure. Yeah, it would be that you're still human. You're still human. You're still going to go through ups and downs and strong emotions and times that aren't great. You're still human. And I think we've normalized so much, like mothers just having to have it all together. It's just a normal thing. Like, you can't be anything else apart from strong.
Mm,
And I just think it's such a toxic view. So, yeah, I think just to be kind to yourself, you're still human. Yes, you have responsibilities, but you are still human. So just, give yourself that grace to feel what you need to feel.
mhm. Yeah,
Mm,
I think a lot of the women that I've worked with now as well, either that are mums or not mums, I think women are such
mm,
nurturers and like caregivers anyway, aren't we? That we're always thinking
yeah.
about everybody else and looking after everybody
Yes.
else, that we
Yeah.
tend to put ourselves last.
Yeah.
And it's very important to know, isn't it, that we don't have to feel guilty about putting ourselves first or
Yeah.
self that self-love and that time for us, because I think with everything, that's where it starts. It starts with you. And if you're not
Yeah.
in your best mindset, your best health, your best self-love of yourself and respecting yourself, it's a lot harder to actually show up for other
Yeah,
people.
yeah. I think it's that thing of you can't fill someone else's cup if yours is empty.
Yeah.
So it's so important to look after yourself. It's not selfish, it's a necessity.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And
yeah.
there's a massive stigma around that, isn't it? That if you
Mm,
do put yourself first, or you do things for
yeah,
yourself, or you take yourself away on a spa day, but the kids are still at home,
yeah,
and you're spending that money on you and not the kids,
yeah.
feel like they're being selfish, but it's not selfish at all.
Yeah, yeah. And I think in general, even women like you're saying that aren't mothers, it is hard being a woman this day and age. You have to work, you have to look a certain way, all the social media about how we should be, how we should look, this and that and the other. It's really hard. It's yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it is definitely. I think we are taking, as women, we take on so much more nowadays, don't
yeah,
we? We take on
yeah.
so many. I feel like from what was originally what women were seen as, we do the
Mm,
cleaning, we look after the kids, we cook. We still do all that, but
yeah.
we have all
And
the
work.
extra stuff on top
Yeah.
of it as well. So we just
Yeah.
give ourselves this extra load and then don't give ourselves
Yeah.
any time, and we
And you
really
have to look great as well whilst doing it all. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so definitely women need that self-love for sure, and that time
Yeah.
for yourself, that self-care for
Yeah.
sure. Um,
Yeah.
so with regards to, obviously you've been through such deep challenges and you've come out stronger, and so you've turned that pain into purpose, you've managed to flip it over and really kind of bring yourself out the other side. So
Hmm.
what kind of tips would you give women that are still in that stage at the minute where they're struggling, they don't know, they can't see the light, they don't know how they're going to get away from where they are at the moment? Is there any kind of tips or any kind of anything that you'd want them to take away from your story?
Yeah, I think the first step is just to be kind to yourself, show yourself self-compassion, be accepting of what you're going through, what you're feeling, normalize it, that's okay. Because for years, I think that I just had such shame, not even weeks or months, but years, such shame that I just didn't feel okay, and I should. And that was really frustrating. So I think that's the first step. And then the second step, I think sometimes we forget how strong we are. All the hard times that we've been through, we've managed to get over.
Mm.
It's took me a long time to be this optimistic, but it's so true. If I look back at any negative life event, it's always something that you're able to, recover from. But I think it's just hard to see it in that moment.
Mm.
So, yeah, optimism and self compassion, those are the main ones.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you said that as well with regards to like the struggles that people have already overcome.
Yeah.
This is something that I've been very bad at in the past, and sometimes still
Hmm.
have a little bit of it, but I feel like I now know how to flip it and reflect on it better. Is
Yeah.
we get so caught up on not where we're not yet, rather
Yeah.
than how far we've actually come.
Yeah.
So it's easy to beat ourselves up and go, well, I've not achieved this yet, I'm not there yet,
Yeah.
I still feel like this, whatever it be,
Hmm.
or I'm not strong enough to get through this, or but then when
Yeah.
I actually sit and I really reflect and I journal on it as well, which has been a really
Yeah.
good thing to do, is actually reflect on all of the things that happened to me in life, all the challenges I've been through, all the awful things that have hit me in life as well.
Hmm.
And I journal on, it's kind of a bit like finding the proof for yourself to see that the story you're telling yourself now isn't actually
Yeah.
true. Because
Yes.
it can't be true that you're not strong enough and you're not this, because look at all the other
You
things that you've actually
survived. Yeah.
accomplished and got through.
Yes.
So it's a way of kind of like tricking your mind to actually tell yourself,
Yeah.
actually, I'm finding the proof to all of these negative things I'm telling myself, all these negative beliefs I have around myself, that they're not true because I've already achieved so
Yeah.
much and accomplished so much.
Yes. I
Mm.
think the problem is the mind's very vulnerable. So if you've gone through years with a negative mindset and negative thought cycles, it is extremely hard to break. It's not that it can't be done, but it's hard. If that's what your mind has been believing, a lot of negativity over years, it's extremely hard to break that cycle. But it is more than possible. It's just about, like you're saying, seeing things from a different point of view
Mhm.
and continuously doing that. And that's when your mindset starts to change.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And like I say, it's not easy because
Mm.
a lot of us have practiced this way of life for
Yeah.
many, many years. So it's
Yeah.
like kind of grained into us. It's
Yeah.
like habits that we've created, but we
Hmm.
wasn't born with these beliefs. We
No.
weren't born with this limited self-belief of ourselves
Hmm.
and this lack of self-love for ourselves and this fear around so much. So
Yeah.
these are all learned habits that we
Yeah.
can actually unlearn and rewire our brain to.
Exactly. Yeah.
It does take time, it does take
Yeah.
work, it does take digging a bit deeper to really get to the core
Yeah.
of these beliefs, but the
Yeah.
work is so worth it.
It really is. Yeah. If you're consistent with it, it's amazing. I know it's easy to kind of give up and say, I've tried for a month and I still feel this way, but it really is just about persisting with those more positive views and beliefs,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you'll get
definitely.
there eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I
not
know
easy.
we're in a fast-paced life now and everybody wants to see
Mm.
results so quickly, but when you think
Hmm.
of if you've tried for a month and you're not seeing results,
Yeah.
but it's took you 20 years of creating these beliefs,
Yeah.
you're not gonna
No.
like unravel all that and delete that from your mind within 1 month when you've been practicing that for 20 years.
Exactly. Yes. It's
It
not
does
going
take
to. Yeah.
time.
Yeah. It's not easy, but it's worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And again, I think it just comes back to that self-love, doesn't it? Taking that time to invest in yourself and knowing
Yeah.
that you're worth more than those
Yeah.
limiting beliefs and that lack of self-worth, and
Yeah.
stepping back into your power, taking that time to really connect back with you and your
Yeah.
true soul.
Yeah.
Work is, once you take that first step, it's
Yeah.
it's just amazing that
Yeah.
you've given your time, that time to yourself to actually do that work.
I agree. And I think another thing is we strive for perfectionism. And
Mm.
that's not a thing. There's no one in this world who is perfect, but that's still what we want to achieve.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a bizarre concept. We're never going to be perfect people. We just need to aim to be the best that we can be in ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's so
Yeah.
true. And with regards to your work, so Mindset Mother, your books, where can people find you if they did want to work with you, have some coaching with you, or read your amazing
Mhm.
books? Where can they find you?
Sure. So on Amazon, both of my books are available. Um, I think the first one is on Waterstones as well, but both are on Amazon. With
Mhm.
regards to my Mindset Mother, people can contact me on my Instagram, which is at Mindset Mother, or I have a website, www.mindsetmother.com. So either of those, they can contact me on.
Brilliant. And I will leave all that attached to this podcast, this episode, so people can easily find you, know the names of your books and things like that as well, because
Great,
I know they
thank
will help so many people. So
you. Yeah,
definitely worth putting it in there and enabling people to find you a lot easier as well.
thank you.
So finishing up, Rudo, there's a question that we always end with on Empower Her, and that is, what does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment means to me just accepting yourself as you are, being kind to yourself, knowing that even though you could have a million flaws, that you're still worthy, that you're still lovable. Just that self-compassion, it's a big thing for me. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy, you already are.
Oh, I love that. I love
Mm.
that because, like you say, people are striving for that perfection
Yeah,
mindset. It doesn't exist.
it doesn't.
And
Yeah.
I think being authentic to ourselves and loving ourselves that's our greatest light, isn't it? That is our power,
Yeah,
is being
it's
authentic to
everything.
who we
Yeah.
are. There's only one of us, so
Yes.
own that.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Rudo, for coming on to Empower Her. It's been absolutely a pleasure to have you on. I know people are going to love following your journey, looking into more of your work, because that's really going to help people so much. I know there's so many people struggling with mental health. I've grown up around mental health within my family all my life. I know the impact it has on individuals as well as the family, the people around them. And health issues are just rising and rising and rising. So
Mm,
I know this kind of work is much needed and this mindset work. So it will help so many people. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how your business builds, how
thank
those
you.
workshops and stuff come together as well. So I look forward to following your journey.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Rudo.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.